Hey there, StarCraft fans! It's Falcon Paladin coming at ya with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered. Today, it's going to be a match between Jaedong and GooJila here on Aztec. That might sound familiar because I have a lot of replays between these two players on the same map, but I checked. I've never actually cast this replay on the channel, so buckle in for some excellent ZVP featuring Jaedong and GooJila. Left side of Aztec, it is a green Zerg player, it is Jaedong. And completing the Christmas colors, it is a red Protoss, his name is GooJila. Can't, unfortunately, change these colors to anything but yellow and yellow, which is a bad news bears for everyone. I know red-green color blindness is a problem. The minimap might be a problem for some of you guys, but hey, we're going to roll with it anyway. So, yeah, for whatever reason, GooJila and Jaedong played like, I don't know, 20, 30 games at least on this map, just against each other in the span of a few months in 2010 or a couple weeks in 2010, somewhere around there. They're both chatting with each other. It's some rectangle language. Some of it is actually coming through in Korean for some reason, but some of it's not. I don't know why. Anyway, this is going to be a Patreon cast for the week of April the 22nd. Thank you so much if you're watching this that week for supporting me on patreon.com/FalconPaladin for at least $1 a month. You can watch this ad-free before it shows up on the YouTube channel a month later. And if you're watching this on the YouTube channel, hit that like button, hit that subscribe, and consider supporting me on patreon.com/FalconPaladin for ad-free casts of Brood War. Alright, so yeah, it's an overpool here from Jaedong. Very, very safe build against Protoss as well, because you never know when those zealots are going to be coming across and harassing ya. Gateway. Yeah, this is a gateway. Oh, hang on. Forge timing. Forge fast expand here from GooJila. And drone, just, you know, checking a little bit for weird pylons because he has no idea what the Protoss is up to. And ka-chow, throwing it down at 11 supply as always. So let's see. What is going on? What is going on here? Oh, I can't talk about super timely stuff because, again, the vast majority of you are going to watch this on the YouTube channel rather than on Patreon. So, oh, I did watch Invincible on Amazon. It's a superhero show, animated show based on a comic book that has been fairly popular. It's, you know, kind of an adult take on the comic book stuff, which, is that an interesting, it's kind of an interesting phenomenon, right? Like the stuff that my dad was into. I don't know that he ever got adult versions of it necessarily when he became an adult. I guess we did do like a Lone Ranger kind of a thing. I don't know. I guess we did kind of have like a Cowboys phase with movies geared towards adults. But anyway, the point is, everybody that grew up with comic books is now kind of starting to get a lot of that stuff geared towards adults. And even comic books themselves are more geared towards adults than they've been in the past. But yeah, Invincible's pretty good. It's got a lot of similarities to The Boys. You going? There's two cannons here. Alright, well, I mean, if Jaedong can get two lings inside the Protoss base, that's going to be a good thing for him. Look at these lings harassing. Oh, these lings are so cheeky. Cheeky lings, staying out of range of the cannons. They can't get on this nexus because the cannon's covering it. Well placed here by GooJila. But, you know, I mean, is the run-by possible? Probably not. Not with two cannons firing. So Jaedong is not going to get his patented two Zerglings into the Protoss base. But maybe he'll try. He's not even going to try. He's just trying to mess with the mining up here, it looks like. Oh, that's good. Oh, that's so good. Look at this. He can't mine from the natural base because there's 4 lings in the way. I don't know that I've seen this before. This is why I love casting StarCraft, is because we get stuff that just you've never seen before every once in a while. Like this. He's completely denying mining at the natural with 4 Zerglings. Temporarily, because again, there was a Zealot on the way the whole time. The Zealot shows up. He can do an excellent job at making sure these lings do not stay here forever. Speed's on the way from the lings, but won't be done for some time because Jaedong's expanding to the south here. I mean, he's got a 3rd base down there already. It's good. He's droning behind this. He's getting a lair. I mean, the denial. Oh, the Zealot dies, but oh, the last ling goes down to the probes because their little zappers are pretty strong nevertheless. Yeah, alright. So drone's transferring to the 3rd base. The economic disadvantage that GooJila is at right now cannot be overstated. That was something to behold for sure out of Jaedong, and I think GooJila's just on the back foot here. GooJila has definitely taken more than a couple maps off of Jaedong during this series that I've cast on the channel over the last few years. So, I mean, don't be like, GooJila needed a perfect game to beat Jaedong, because that's not true. His late game PvZ is really good. He's great with Storm. He's great with Reavers. He will drop the crap out of you, whether or not you're ready for it. But Stargate opening here from the Protoss. Spire on the way from Jaedong. You know, could be a Hydralisk Den, but it's not. So everything's totally cool. There should be some kind of an attack coming into the third base sooner rather than later. But again, it's so delayed. The potential, the ability to make a bunch of gateways, right, to get speed for your Zealots, to make Dark Templar is super delayed by the complete lack of gas and minerals coming from this natural base for a couple minutes. You might say, yeah, Falcon, that was maybe, I don't know, 120 seconds, maybe longer than that, but it's not a whole ton, but it's snowbally. StarCraft is a snowbally game. Little things that happen to you early on can have massive effects as they roll down the hill and get into the later game. So, GooJila is not thinking of it in terms of, okay, it's fine, I got rid of those lings, everything is back on track. He's thinking he's late. He needs to do something to make up for that fact. So he's got the Corsairs. He's making another one. I mean, he's just... Jaedong's making 2 hatcheries right now. And this is exactly what we're into here. Is Jaedong doing crazy good Jaedong things. Got a macro hatch here, got a macro hatch here. He's throwing up a 4th base. Oh, GooJila, so much of PvZ. If you're going for this macro style, depends on your attack. Your attack on the 3rd base or potentially on the natural base. But either way, you need to force the Zerg player to throw up a bunch of Sunkens and some like evolution chambers maybe they don't need, and get Hydralisks out and rush to Lurkers. But no, at this point, don't need to do it at all. You are not a credible threat to anything that is happening right now for Jaedong. He's walling off a little bit, but he's really been able to get up to 32 drones here at 6.5, 7 minutes, which is not super easy. I mean, again, you really want to start making Sunkens right around now. So the Zealots are kind of bopping out here. They're up 4 Zealots are a bit of a threat, but it's not exactly the potentially game-ending threat that these kind of attacks can be if the timing is correct and it is completely thrown off. So our Christmas color Scourge are scouting where the Zealots are. The Lings pull back to the 3rd to provide defense if necessary. Now we're getting 7.5 minutes. We're getting the Sunkens now, which is just... It's late. Like, here's the thing. The later you get the Sunkens as the Zerg player, the better your economy is going to be. It's a little bit counterintuitive, but it's definitely the truth. You'd rather have drones mining early than making Sunkens early out of those drones and having to replace them. Trust me on this. So here comes the attack at 7:45. If this isn't held easily, I don't know what to tell you. I mean, I really don't. There's 2 Sunkens behind a wall. There's a 3rd Sunken potentially here. The Zealot count is just not high enough, nor is it scary enough. And it's being fully scouted. And here we go. Right? You can't get a surround on these Sunkens because of the great SimCity getting set up here. You're getting shot in the face. Or wherever Sunkens hit you. We've talked about this before. It's like the undercarriage where you get smashed. But Templar Archives coming in. We got our robotics facility on the way too. GooJila maybe going for storm drops based on that tech choice. We'll have to keep an eye on that production tab and see what is going on with it. Zealots coming down to the 3rd. And look, bunch of Lings, 2 Sunkens, a Spore here, another Sunken here. GooJila going for it. He can't even get in here to mess with the Sunkens. They're just getting free hits. A bunch of Lings are dying, but they're delaying. They're keeping the Zealots away from the Sunkens, and that's exactly their job. They do exactly what they need to do. And GooJila is he's in a terrible, terrible spot. Additional gateways in production. 9 Mutalisks on the way. This might be a problem from Jaedong. He might have thought GooJila was not continuously producing Corsairs, but he was. It's actually more Corsairs coming into the additional 6 that he's already got. Archon morphing in here too. And again, Mutalisks in the hand of a master like Jaedong can be really scary. Oh, this poor 3rd base. Well, the idea of this 3rd base is now done. I'm not even sure if that was canceled or not. Like, it was so low on HP because it had just gotten started and then it got killed. It's like, oh, is that a cancel? I don't even know. Oh, that's terrible. 4th base happens 50. It's even workers at 9.5 minutes. GooJila, friend. You can win this game. I believe in you, GooJila. I do. I believe in you wholeheartedly. Hey, Ling's got the Archon. That wasn't a guarantee. Zealot Archon is a potent combination against Zerglings in general. So the fact that that happened is surprising. There's a lot of Scourge. There's a lot of Scourge. So the Mutas show up to get rid of the Zealots, which might prompt the Corsairs to move out, which is why the Corsairs are in the neighborhood. The Zealots cheese it. Cheese it, it's the Popo! They're running for their lives. Mutalisks sniping them from overhead. You can't kill all of us. Ooh, actually getting queen production here. Jaedong feels like he's so ahead that he's making queens, you guys. I don't know. I've never cast a Jaedong versus GooJila game where it feels like Jaedong is so ahead. It's very much the case usually that GooJila is doing fine at the 10-minute mark. Right? He's doing great at the 10-minute mark. That is a giant Corsair ball. Holy smokes, 10 Corsairs are out. These Mutalisks may have been not the best investment of all time. I mean, hindsight is 20/20, but a billion Hydralisks would have done incredible in this situation. Because guess what's not done? Storm is not done. But then again, maybe we don't make this number of Corsairs if it's not the Mutalisks. It's a chicken and the egg kind of a thing for sure. So Shuttle coming down with the ginormous Corsair escort. The Mutas are like, hold up, we got this. No, you don't. Is it a single Archon? It's a single Archon drop. So the Archon is dead. The Corsairs are chasing the Mutalisks everywhere and back. Oh, there's a Dark Templar down here too. Two of them, actually. Yeah, it was fine. It was a fine drop. Look at this, though. He's like, oh my goodness. Jaedong, I think, was caught entirely by surprise the number of Corsairs that are out right now. Problematic. I tell you right now, that's really problematic. Huh. Well, Lurker Aspect's on the way. Adreno Glance is coming in. Storm's on the way here, too. Reavers in production for GooJila. Jaedong is supply blocked. And down about 20 supply here at 12 minutes. And the supply block... Ensnare! Oh! But Ensnare, I mean, it helped. It makes it so you can't run away from Scourge. That's what it does. Good target firing. Yeah, it makes you stand and fight. If you have Ensnare, you cannot run from those Scourge. The movement speed is either identical at full speed for Corsairs and Scourge, or it's slightly in favor of the Scourge. Like the tiniest bit. I think I looked this up once, and it's even. But ooh, look at all these speed lots against Hydralisk. They don't want to be in there. It's a lot of speed lots, man. C'est très. So many. Zealotes. Fourth base coming in here from GooJila. Feeling pretty brave about that. And Jaedong's 4 bases are fine. But GooJila coming back, man. Coming back. Lurker Aspect isn't done yet. So there's actually a bit of a window where Mass Zealot's going to do all right here. Because it takes forever for Lurker Eggs to come in. If we're making any Lurker Eggs, I'm not sure that we are. This is a lot of Zerg, though. This is a heck of a lot of Zerg, though. But no Lurker support means this is a lot of Zealots. But Ling support and the upgrades here on the Hydras are pretty great. 2-1 +2 attack is done. For the Protoss, his gateway units. Reaver drop down here, a little bit problematic for a mass Hydra play. Try to kill the shuttle, but can't quite pull it off. Knock it down to almost no shields, which, again, shields come back. Shields regenerate. This is what they do. Man. So, I don't know. I mean, at this stage of the game, I think GooJila's back in it. His 4 bases are rolling. He's got 60 workers. Sure, his initial game got messed up a little bit, but the fact that Jaedong sunk so much money into Mutalisks when GooJila was making 100 Corsairs is a problem. I think Corsair just went down there. It's a problem with the follow camera. Sometimes you don't want it to follow anymore, and it's a little bit janky to get out. Anywho, 5th base coming up naked for Jaedong at the 6 o'clock spot, which is very, very vulnerable to, I don't know, like 3 Zealots coming down here and totally killing it. I guess there are a bunch of Lings and Hydras in the general vicinity of this 3rd base, so don't see why not. Ling's going for a bit of a run-by, but getting caught and destroyed. They got some intel, though. They found out where GooJila was. Gonna come back this way. I thought maybe the shuttle was with them. Oh, the shuttle's back home. Or that's a new shuttle. I don't know. Yeah, remember the 6 o'clock base? How I'm worried about it? This is why. Gosh dang. Reavers. Dark Swarm. Massive Reaver hits coming in. Archon. Storm happening. They're like, we're just going to make a beeline for this 5th hatchery. Don't mind us. Plague-oo! Plague-oo! All over these zealots. That's going to make them so much easier to kill later on. You know how this works. You've been here before. You've watched the Brood War once or twice. Nope, the Reavers are not protected by the Dark Swarm. They're kind of on the edge. But yeah, killing that hatch is massive. The Plague is a problem, but, you know, it's back on out. We killed the base. Everything's fine. Replacing it for Jaedong would be amazing right now. Absolutely insanely good right now. You know, sound of an observer dying, which is good news for the lurkers. And trying to come in from all directions here. We got Hydrogenlings on the top, flanking from the left side. Storm getting tossed down right on those lurkers. Only kills one of them, though. And the Mutas are actually brave enough to try to target fire down. Another Plague gets tossed down to try to kill this Archon, which they almost did. But it's a scrappy defense out of Jaedong. That was not an overwhelming defense by any stretch of the imagination. High Templar gets sniped because he's slow. Poor High Templar. He floats. But you think it'd be faster if he could float, but nope. No, he is not. 5th base on the way from GooJila. It's an exposed position. You really don't want to take this as your 3rd because it's so hard to hold against Zerg swarms. But once your army's a little bit bigger and you have a little bit more map control and you're kind of making the Zerg chase everywhere, then this is an okay base to take. Incroyable. Ooh, there we go. New, well, actually, triple expanding. Whoa! Jaedong with the triple expandaroonie, making 3 hatches at once, 3 bases at once, all along the southern side, and this left side base too, that's only minerals. Overlord trying to see what's up. Does get the information and the intel, but again, dies for it. This drone, my goodness. You want to even try to expand here as well. Just take almost every other available expansion on the base. I guess there's this one and this one if you want, but once again, super exposed. Zergs don't like those bases. For obvious reasons. That Corsair, there you go. Pulling back to the group. Mutas, nope. The Mutas are gone. Their utility was pretty much toast as soon as Jaedong recognized there were that many Corsairs out. Storm drop, bottom right. Does okay. Kills maybe 3 or 4 drones. We're down to 52. Here for Jaedong. Is GooJila seriously, honestly going to win this game after that opening? I don't... I mean, here's the thing. Predicting who's going to come out ahead in situations in StarCraft is hard. If you watch Artosis and Tasteless, you will know sometimes they're wrong. Sometimes they have a very strong feeling about how a game's going to go. And they are incorrect. It's just how hard it is to predict. There's too many variables in this game to be like, ah, yes, well, obviously this happened at the 4-minute mark, so this player is going to win. Can't do it, man. Tempting. It's always tempting to try and do it, but no, I say. Oh, Plague-oo! Getting tossed down again? That's a different way to say Plague-oo. Lurkers just trying to, like, spread and split and... So there's no Dark Swarm protecting them, so the Dragoons are kind of awesome. But another fantastic Plague! Oh my gosh, a fantastic Plague. But the problem is, even if you Plague Protoss units, you still have to get through their HP. Or their shields, rather. Their HP may be gone, but their shields are still there. Which I guess counts as hit points, but you know what I mean. Hull damage. If hulls can apply to Zealots, I'm not sure that it can. Ka-chow! Ka-chow, ka-chow, ka-chow. There's just not enough Zerg here. Like he's getting way better trades than he should thanks to the Plague. But I don't know. Meanwhile, big drop right side. Reaver defending. Hydras can't kill it because the Dark Swarm is protecting the Reaver, but the Lings are trying to kill it. And they give it. No, they can't kill him. The Reaver's indestructible. The base survives. Insane drop attempt from Jaedong. It's completely shut down. I mean, I'm assuming a lot of probes died there, but still. The Nexus lives. This Reaver lives. That is a hero Reaver. 12 kills on that guy. I mean, it's not the, 70 kills that we had on that Reaver that I put in the thumbnail of that PvP from a few weeks ago. If you missed that one, first of all, I don't know how. The thumbnail was awesome. 2, maybe go back and watch it. I believe it was, if you just look for the thumbnail of the Reaver portrait, like right down here, and it shows like 40-something kills, that's your one. It's, what's the name? Ooh, didn't get a storm off there. Sunken, man. Good static defense is sunken. It's like Roaster Rock or something. I can't remember the Protoss names there. They were a little bit weird. Alright, so at 20 minutes, 172 to 181 supply. These players have been macroing their absolute faces off. GooJila is an insanely good Protoss player. Jaedong is like the best Zerg player of all time, quite possibly. But like I said, late game ZVP, of the games that I've cast from Jaedong, the thing he seems to struggle with the most is totally late game ZVP. Like, he's so much better in every other aspect. He's great against Zerg, he's great against Terran, he's great against early to mid game Protoss, but late game Protoss kind of gives him fits. Dark Templar tries to go in there, pays for it. But gets the intel, again, that he wants. Where's the Dark Swarm? I guess it doesn't really matter when there's this many Reavers out, but we're going to try to throw down some Darks. Nope, some Plagues anyway. Some Plagues anyway. But is it enough? 199 to 158 supply. Storm comes up, and then you just storm the swarm. It's kind of an indicator of where you want to go with your storms, right? Dude, I think Jaedong is toast. I think GooJila has done this. I mean, again, I called it the other way about 20 minutes ago, so another great Plague-oo. I mean, Dark Swarm and Plague, if anything's going to win this game for Jaedong, it's going to be that. I mean, he's trying to come from other directions and mess with stuff, but he's got a good spread of units. He doesn't want to sit inside the Dark Swarm if he can help it. Okay, alright. Some of these Dragoons are toast. Jaedong holding back the assault for now, and it's 135 to 149 supply. GooJila just lost 50 supply of units here, just kind of getting bled off piece by piece by piece there. I mean, that wasn't a full surround shellacking by Jaedong, but it won the day, this completely naked expand when there's Lings around. But they're so preoccupied with these Reavers. Oh, 1 HP! Oh, he is dead now. What the heck? Oh, a Hydralisk came over and killed him. Not Hydralisk is an MVP, man. You kill a single Reaver, you win the game. This base, again, coming up naked. Detection's great. That's just a disgustingly good storm. Only 4 kills on that guy. Ridiculous. Plague-oo again. Defiler actually gets picked up and escapes. 2 Defilers in that Overlord, escaping with not much HP. Everyone's been raspberry jellied. An ensnare combo. Ooh, okay, that shuttle's down. Alright. The ensnare plague combo. Not something you see a lot, but considering it is Christmas colors here, the red and the green, for the player colors, getting some Christmas colors in the ensnare plague combo kind of seems appropriate. GooJila now might be in trouble. Jaedong's up 168 to 141 supply. Did he just have too many bases? Did he just have too much income? He's got a bank here of about 1,500 minerals and 2,000 gas, which is hard to pull off. He's kind of setting up here to defend while also maybe threatening this side at the same time. It's just, you come back to units that are plagued, and they're just that much easier to deal with. This Archon is still alive. That much easier to deal with. Dude, Jaedong. Okay, a drop up here at GooJila's newest source of income is not game-ending, but killing your opponent's newest source of income is usually a pretty big deal. especially if there's a lot of probes there. So we're down to 45 workers. Effectively, we're on 2 mining bases right now for GooJila. He's trying to think what to do with this double reverse shuttle. Maybe get some godlike micro off and see if he can win this thing. But now it's 192 to 106 supply. What an utter reversal. Jaedong was down like, oh, okay, that hurts a lot. Was down like 60 supply. Now he's up 90-ish supply. But that shuttle with 2 reavers in it just got sniped by hydras. All right, we're just gonna try to do this thing. Good storm, bunch of drones die. But the ensnare scourge combo is not even fair. No, he saved it at the expense of one of the High Templar. This High Templar is gonna unload, and he's gonna get some kills. Dude, GooJila fighting hard. Fighting so hard right now, ensnare lasts forever, it feels like. But it's 200 maxed out Jaedong with a bank versus GooJila, who again doesn't have no income, doesn't have a lot of income either compared to what Jaedong's rolling with anyway. It's a lot. I mean, that income tab at the end of the game is going to be insane. They're just eating storms, just a snipe High Templar. Or, you know, not snipe High Templar, as the moment may be. GooJila just doesn't have, and everyone gets plagued. He just doesn't have the numbers to pull this off at this stage of the game. Big, scary Hydraling Defiler army. 3-3 on the Hydralisks, 3-3 on the Zerglings. The Zealots are 3-2, which is good. Defiler not fast enough to waddle away. That's why you got to put those in Overlords, man. Oh, this is looking real scary all of a sudden. All right, well, here comes Jaedong. The High Templar are trying to storm as well as they can, but they're really unprotected right now. I think they got all their storms off, though. But that's it. Good game. GooJila taps out, and Jaedong is your winner in 27 minutes and 4 seconds. Holy smokes. That was an absolutely incredible ZVP. One of the better ones I've seen between these two players, I think. Jaedong wins after his brilliant Ling denial of the natural base for 2.5 minutes. GooJila comes storming back. It seems like he has a huge supply. He does have a supply and lead. A lead in supply. That's what I was trying to say. A lead in supply. A big lead in supply, but it's not enough. It turns out it's not enough. And that's it. That is all she wrote for GooJila. Jaedong, when he triple expanded, I think that was the moment things really solidified for him. He could afford to lose a couple battles pretty heavily and be down and be able to re-up and remax effectively pretty fast. Especially by denying this base with a beautiful drop. GooJila just couldn't do that. Couldn't reproduce units as fast as Jaedong was, even at the end of the game. The banks are telling the difference here. And even if you're making cost-inefficient trades over and over again, which I think Jaedong was for the most part, the Plague helped immensely against this gateway-heavy army, but got it done. What, man, Jaedong. The Dong! What else can you say about this guy? 228,000 points for GooJila, 250,000 points for Jaedong. Units produced an 860 to 260. That's a big discrepancy. A 5-to-2 kill-death ratio is insanely good, but when you get outproduced like this, it doesn't matter as much. That's why you have to look at all of these numbers. And this was the problem. This is what the units tab spawned from, is the outspending by 72 to 59,000 resources. Outmined by gas significantly, outmined by minerals significantly, and that just lets you overwhelm your opponent. That's what Zerg is supposed to do. It's how they're designed. It could be hard to do it against a good opponent who slows you down and harasses you and drops you and kills you and makes sure your economy's not as good as you want it to be. But in these situations where you do get the economy that you want, Zerg is able to do this, and that's what Zerg's like about it. All right, good stuff. So that right there is going to be it for me today. This has been Falcon Paladin coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered and a Patreon cast. Go ahead, hit that like button, hit that subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, and Twitch, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.